the stuff that they want.
Hello, brothers and sisters of light and dark. Welcome to my page. My page is about common sense. I try to keep it down and the nitty gritty under 10 minutes. And if it goes over 10 minutes, it's something very, 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 very important. And not important to liberals, libertards, people who believe in God, people like to smoke, people like to drink, people like ayahuasca, people like DMT. That's like 80% of you. Because most of you are sheep and you're sensitive and you don't like to ask questions. You're not inquisitive and you're not very intelligent. Okay. If you just ask questions, you'll become already 50% more intelligent because you will learn something. But let's talk about this video, okay, which I saw on the YouTube. On the Facebook, and of course I follow her. I forgot her name, okay? But of course, if you do find her, it's okay. And of course, as you can see, this woman is talking about, the 5 types of females who will cheat on you. And basically, okay, let's begin from the start. If you have any comments, questions, insults, or roast fest, you put it down below, okay? Please check out my credentials down below. You know how to get in touch with me if you just read down below. All right. Let's start with the videotape. Let's continue.
So 5 types of women who will cheat on you. Let's list them right here, right now. Woman number 1 is the materialistic woman. Now,
yes, and so as I said before, I've made a video just previously before this. I think what supersedes a materialistic female is a female who just haven't been raised by an alpha father. Okay, so we're going to start from number 1. She hasn't been raised or protected by an alpha father. Okay, so she says materialistic females. That's good too. That's also a good sign. Let's continue.
Such women are quite a lot actually in the system. They barely or hardly work for, the stuff that they want, and have hardly worked for the things that they own. And they have this insatiable appetite to just get the finer things in life, no matter what, and they don't care who they hurt in the process. These women are highly driven by material things, and all another person has to do is to pretty much flash.
Let me tell you something, guys. There was a paper money fucking video I had straight up on here. The best way to get free pussy, not free pussy, is to make fake money. Fake money fucking, okay? You don't want to get caught with fake money on you because that's a federal offense. But in my past, okay, there are people who have done these things, okay, to do that shit. And of course, I'm not saying I did it, but maybe I did. I don't remember, but I saw a lot of fake money out there. And you get free vagina all of the time. Free used vagina, because any female who falls for that trick is a trick herself. She's a prostitute. All right. No matter if a female says she looks for a man with a lot of money for security purposes, she is a prostitute, especially if she's looking for more than what she can make. And also she's more than she can take. She's looking for more money to take from you. So we're going to keep that simple. Okay. If you really want to know a female is about money, test her with the money and see what happens. Give her $20 and see what happens. Give her $50 and see what happens. Okay. So you just suck my dick for 20. Oh, that's not 20. 50. Okay, you see, you got the fake money to prove it. You'll see where her limit is at. There's a lot of women fail that motherfucking test all of the time. Let's continue.
Money before their eyes, or flash that kind of item they're looking for before their eyes, and that's pretty much all it takes for them to cheat, right? And so they may not necessarily be satisfied with you, with what you give, and especially if you're not in a position to give. And so you want to, by all means, avoid women who...
Yeah, remember what she said. If you're not in a position to give, okay? If you do have enough and she seems to be asking for more and more and more, that's a big red flag. But as I told you before, number 1 is her background. She hasn't been overprotected by her father. And who knows what she's going to do if she hasn't had the training or discipline. Let's continue.
Tend to come across as materialistic, all right? Such women have very low loyalty and may end up in another man's bed if you're not able to meet their materialism.
And also, if you want to find out if that female is materialistic, just look at her body. Is her body conserved? That's another one, right? Is the female body conserved? Is it being exploited? Does she have a big ass, okay, or big tits? Okay? These are red flags. I don't do women like that if they're too provocative. It's just common sense, but let's continue on.
Needs. Don't say You weren't warned. The second type of woman I want to talk about today is the woman who just won't stop going on social media apps or dating sites long.
Now, I just made a video about that. Okay, so you automatically should listen to what she has to say. You can listen to my say. I'm just saying that's actually continues with, you know, social dating, okay, and all that, all those apps. And I already made a video about it. But the second thing I feel is more important is if she's a virgin. Okay? Or alpha father, and then a virgin. She's not a virgin, she's going to cheat. You know, you don't even need to look no further. You have to ask that if you're an alpha. But I know most of you beta alphas and betas are not interested in her history. But it's real important to ask if she is. Okay? Virginity is important. Let's continue. And she says socializing. Social media is also one. Let's continue.
After you and her have begun dating. Now, why do I say this? Now, here's my thing. If a woman has found you as a partner for life, or maybe someone who they're even sort of prospecting, okay, could this be the guy? A lot of women who are worth anything will actually stop looking, really stop looking for other partners out there. And so if you have a girl who, let's say, is still on Tinder, even after she met you on Tinder, and you guys hooked up and you've started dating and you have a serious relationship, and she's still maintaining her Tinder account, perhaps you should find out why. Ask her if she's still looking for another man and if you're not man enough for her, and insist that she, you know, gets off the app. Now, by no means am I saying that every single woman who still has a dating app or visits dating websites even after they met you are definitely going to cheat. But I'm just saying that what is the point of still opening yourself up to all sorts of attention if you have found the man that you want to be with? You catch my drift? So the propensity for a woman to cheat, in my opinion, is higher just because if she fails to remove herself or make her DM too accessible to strangers, then you should know that she's still open, she's still looking, and you might not be the one. You might have placed her on a pedestal that's...
And this is why I tell guys all the time, and once, if she's really into you, she's going to cut. She's going to do some shit that you never experienced before. She'll initiate it if she needs to. But you got to be careful with that too, though. Let's say you meet a female who cuts all other things. Maybe something psychological is wrong down there. It's a possibility you have to look into that. Because no low-hanging fruit, which mainly is any Western country developed like America that gets their vibes from America, is going to just let down everything. Okay, and as I said before, if you don't ask the question about her father or if she's a virgin or not, you're going to have a problem automatically. But if she just cuts things and she's not a virgin, suspect. Just look into it. Don't jump to conclusions. I never say all, but let's continue.
A little too high for her at the moment. So, yeah, I mean, I'm not saying go snooping on her phone, but you definitely need to open that conversation and see where her mind is at when it comes to things like that. Dating apps, people sliding into her DM. What does she say to them? What does she do? Does she encourage them? That kind of thing.
And you know what I learned too? It's like when women who look like her, okay, she's beautiful in her own way. It's usually a little bit too much weight for me though. When she look like, when women don't look their best, okay, and they're pretty much average looking like that, they're the ones usually trying to spew the knowledge, okay? So women who look like her, okay, they're never like their right weight or their size or weight proportionate, okay? I understand that shit. I'm just being honest and real, okay? And when I see women who's talking like this, they're older, up in their ages and stuff like that, then they realize I've been doing this when I was younger. When I was like 17, 19 years old, I was fine as hell. Minus my teeth was all fucked up. And I would try to tell women when I was babysitting them, giving them masseuse, doing massages and doing some gynecologist type shit, fetishy type shit. Your daughters is what you're not supposed to teach a certain way. I would tell them in advance, but they would not hear me. Okay? So I would teach these females these things before it's too late. So how many women are cursed because they didn't want to listen to an alpha father, okay? They don't want to listen. So let that curse go, because I told you I made a video about that too, about the Jezebel spirit. And some females just can't help it, okay? So They'll get cursed later in their life, and then they maybe become like her. Maybe her past, she was a prostitute. I do not know. I was never a prostitute in my past. I know a lot more beta males who are the real McCoy, okay, than beta alphas and also fake wannabe alphas out there, okay? Because I talk to them, so many hundreds of them, and women in too, okay, children in too. I do all of the things which I'm supposed to do. But let's continue on with the video.
When a woman is really serious with you, she doesn't take other people seriously, and for that matter, does not engage a lot of these people who slide into her DMs or engage her on dating apps. In fact, I know people who straight out just delete it, stop using it because they found the man that they love. Type 3. Now, she's the type of woman that I call an unapologetic flirt. Now, listen, I know
what takes precedence over number 3 is if she's not into polygyny. Okay, now though that could be a psychological sign, okay, it's that I don't like flirting in myself. No one likes it, especially if she's horny and she ain't telling you she's horny. Because most women do this shit. A lot of fuckboys do this shit. 25% of the fuckboys, which is beta alphas, and about 80% of women in various consorts basically do this type of shit too, especially if they're horny and you're not pleasing them in the bed. The flirting, it should be stopped immediately, right at that moment. And you'll realize this because you have to bring them in front of others in order to find out if she's a flirter. Okay? Now, some females do it real discreet and you won't find it out, but I can see everything. How many times have I been flirted on? At least about 2 or 3 times. But I kicked that bitch to the curb and she ended up paying me for my services. I don't really care. Once I feel that vibe, I'm gone. I'm gone. So you guys gonna have to know how to cut that head off down there and start thinking up here. All right, because you don't want to be worrying about that insecurity. She's going to flirt with some other guys. Let's continue.
There are a lot of women out there who, in fact, it's not just even a woman thing. There are people out there who just love the attention they get.
So number 3, which takes precedence, which is more important, is if she's into polygyny. All right, remember that. She has to be a person who doesn't like to be selfish. She has to learn, and she should already know what to do to take care of your ass, okay? So number 4, which is going to be coming up, should be about, you know, basically being disciplined, okay? Or she's just basically a smoker, okay? Because I can come up with all sorts of things that takes priority or whatever number it is. But think about it, okay? Just think about it. All right, let's continue.
When they flirt with people, all right? It can be playful. But my thing is, where do you draw the line? Like, at what point does it stop being playful and do they start to actually engage other people? Maybe when you were single, you know, maybe when she was single, she was flirting. Okay, because she's trying to find her a man, right? But now that you're in her life, what's her excuse for flirting with other people? And how disrespectful. You know, you go out for an event, and there she is, you know, rubbing guys' cheeks and to herself. When a woman is taken, she cuts down or totally eliminates flirting from her life. Not to say that every occasional flirting once in a while is still a dangerous sign. It could be completely harmless. But all I'm saying is, if she has found you, and she thinks that you are the guy of her dreams, she's not going to be flirting with every Tom, Dick, and Harry. Right? It's really disrespectful, and it doesn't send the right message to the people in your circles who are observing her. All right? So imagine you go for a party with all your other friends and their girlfriends, and then it's only your girlfriend flirting with all the other guys in the room. You know, what does it say to you? How does it make you feel? You're insecure. It's just a matter of time that if sister doesn't put a stop to it, some guy is actually going to lead her on. And then the worst could possibly happen. So, apologetic flirt. Type of woman number 4. The woman who never shows you off.
Type of woman number 4 that takes precedence over that. And I agree with what she's saying. But I'm telling you what takes precedence over that. Number 4 is basically, she's for the streets, okay? What was I going to say? She's born in the low-hanging fruit environments, Western countries. developed countries. Statistics show that women who become Americanized, okay, are more prone to 70% and 80% cheating. Don't you agree? Okay, so I would not recommend being with any female, as a matter of fact, who has an 80% chance, because my wife was a virgin from another country, and everybody told me, don't bring her back here because, you know, so Western countries influence women in general. I repeat, number 4, Western women are influenced by westernized, Americanized standards. And once that happens, they become corrupted. All right? So let's continue on.
Yeah, she hides you. So you've met this amazing woman, you've kicked it off, everything seems to be going well. But you've still not met the very important people in her life. Her best friend or friends, her family. You don't know anyone. You barely even know where she works. She's very secretive, will not give you information, will say that you are prying a bit too much when you ask questions. I mean, see, if a woman really cares about you, if a woman really wants to be with you, she wants everybody in her circle to know that this is my man. So if you don't find yourself in a situation where this woman is happy and willing to show you off, you're in trouble. You're in deep trouble. And no amount of prayers are going to get you out of that one. Chances are there are other people in the running, possibly other people she's dating. And for that matter, she might be cheating on you. And your relationship may not mean much. So I think whatever you do, no matter what you do, if within the first few weeks, months, this woman that you started dating is not eager to show you, let you meet anybody else in her circle, chances are you're just a booty call or a side cock, and the main guy is actually there. She's cheating on you with some other person. And finally, a woman who lacks attention. I have to go there.
So what takes precedent over a woman lacking attention, which is important also, she is correct. But from my perspective, if a female fails your test, okay, so basically, I'm going to add a bonus. When a female fails your test, and number 6 is socializing and social media, okay, which you said earlier, okay, but obviously, you know, you already see the order I'm going down with. I always test women out for number 5, okay. It can change up. There's a reason for why you have to test at all times with her loyalty, where it stands at. What is her buttons? How far can you take her? How angry will she go? Now, I'm not saying to physically or mentally abuse her, but just to test her, to see if she's, you know, give her a little inch, but she takes too much of a mile, and that anger can actually break because she already had it stored within her mind's eye to hurt you. That's, if you said something that will piss her off, it's one thing, and all of a sudden her emotions just go out of whack. You know she's not going to be focused on you for too long, baby. All right? And number 6, okay, you know, I'll say it's the social media, which he said earlier, okay? But let's finish this off, okay? And I hope you learned something in this video. And, of course, I love you all, but I hate the many of you. Let's finish this video and see what else she has to say.
Now, there are a lot of women who actually like attention. They love attention. They crave attention from their significant others or from their partners. And if you're one of those guys who feel like, oh, you know, I finally landed this girl and so I don't need to work hard to keep her anymore, I'm sorry, but you're really mistaken. Because women need constant reassurance. They need words of affirmation.
I never had a problem with showing attention to a female. It's the way... The problem is when females tell me, they say that you like to talk a lot, okay? And that's because it makes me not boring, because I like to do very fancy sexual things and tease them and stuff, and I always make a female smile. There's never a time when I haven't made a woman smile in my life. Every day, at least once, even if she's upset. But the attention can be corrupted. Her attention that she may need may be corrupted. She might need a little bit more than expected, especially if she's a true narcissist. Okay, some females like to show off, and like I said earlier, females who are provocative and they're aware of what their outfits are can be it could be very detrimental to watch out for that sign. All right, but other than that, let's finish this video off because I gotta make a call. Okay.
And indeed, you need to know the kind of love language that your partner has so you can give it to her straight. All right? If she's someone who seeks attention from you, and she's even gone as much as articulate it for you to understand that attention is like number one on her list, as fickle or unimportant as it may sound to you, make sure that on your list of things you want to do, things you want to say to her, things you guys want to do together, attention is top priority. Okay? When women say they like attention, or when you find a woman who loves attention, give it to her. Okay? I'm not saying drop everything that you're doing just to give her attention. I'm saying, if that's what she wants, give it to her. Don't overdo it though, because that could also be a little creepy. You need to find a really nice balance to be able to do that. So those are the 5 types of women, top of mind, who will cheat on you if you're not careful. Now, let me issue this disclaimer that this does not necessarily represent all women on earth. But you might find a good chunk of them that these would apply to. So just be wise. Open your eyes, observe a little more, listen a little deeper, and Michael.
So now, since you learned something from her, you also learned something from me. So if you can compare apples to oranges, certain things take precedence over the other. And now you got the perspective of a real alpha. There will be people who copy me on the YouTube, but it's okay because I want you guys to understand what takes precedence over the other ones. There's a whole list of things to show and to see and to know if a female is going to be cheating. I don't need to cheat because I usually tell women up front, are you a virgin? Are you into polygyny? I'm up front. But most of you guys need an education on how to be up front, okay? It's not about your beauty, man. It's not about your money, man. It's not about your beauty. It's about your health, okay? Your health is more important. So if you're a fatty patty, you should deal with a fatty patty. Whoever you are, as a person, if you consider yourself a 5, you should deal with a 5. Start approaching women who look like you. Don't approach women who look like prostitutes, okay? You get how that pattern works. But most women will reject you anyway because of the fact that they haven't been trained. This is why I travel overseas, because their guard is down, because they're desperate for some need of certain loves and attentions from the money that I distribute, okay? You know what I'm saying? I'd rather have a female who's honest with me by she passing my test, okay? Even though her eyes may be lit up because I'm American. I tell women all the time, I give them tests all the time. You ain't coming to America unless it is, and it happens. But other than that, even if you do come into America, I still have the advantage. But other than that, that's really all I got to say now, since I don't know how long this video is, and I got to make a couple calls. I get paid for my services, guys. I know a lot of you guys don't get paid for your services, but I do, okay, for my services. Unlike Kevin Simp Samuels, okay, who gets paid off of ridicule, okay. I do a real business on the side. Other than that, she spewed a lot of knowledge. And I think her name was Siana, okay? I think it started with an S, okay? C-S-E-A-N, Sanea, okay, or something like that. I remember her. I'm subscribed to her. And I've seen her face on also on this Facebook here. Other than that, that's all I really got to say, guys. I love you all, but I hate the many of you. I love the animals more than humans, but I don't fuck the animals. Other than that, y'all have a nice day and try to stay away from the stupid 19 and everybody else who believes you should get it or not, okay? You know, I'm not a doctor, okay? Other than that, peace.